Hi, I'm Ande Durojaiye, and I am Vice President and Dean of the Miami University Regional Campuses. You know, the biggest attraction of this position to me was the community. It was an opportunity to come to the communities of Hamilton and Middletown and Butler County and get a chance to really work at an institution that was engaged and committed to uplifting the community. You know, when you think about the amazing faculty we have, our staff, our students, our alumni, they all have a community focus, and so everywhere I go, I get to engage with folks who talk about, I went to the regionals, and as a result of it, I am doing this, or I've had this great opportunity. And so learning that, learning about the people, learning how committed the people were to the success of the campuses, it was a no-brainer for me, and I knew this was a place I wanted to be. You know, what I've learned about Miami that I think is most important is that the folks and the people and the individuals I get to work with on a day-to-day basis are really committed to the mission of the regional campuses. When you start sitting down and talking to faculty members and staff members, not only are they doing their full-time jobs, meaning teaching courses and supporting students, but they're serving as counselors, they're serving as advisors, they're serving as confidants, they're serving as the support system to make sure that our students are successful. You know, in higher education, we have this concept of coordinated care and holistic support. And our faculty and staff do that on a day-to-day basis. And so really what I've learned is what I expected. We've got a community of learners, a community of educators, a community of scholars that are committed to the success of our students. And so that's been the biggest takeaway. You know, the other big thing that I'm excited about is learning how the work we do dovetails and benefits our community. I'm a strong believer that I think education is the #1 contributor to upward social and economic mobility. And it's great to be in a place where you have leaders like Mayor Moeller and Joshua Smith, city manager, who are thinking the same way. And so they're thinking about what are active ways we can work together to better raise the profile of what we're doing here in Hamilton. And that's exciting for me. You know, my experience and my impression is Hamilton is on the right track. It's on the right trajectory. You know, when you sit down and you talk to people in the metro Cincinnati greater area and you say, hey, I'm working in Hamilton, people have so many great things to say. You know, you think about the amazing things that are happening. I mean, you think just in the last few years, the growth we've seen and the growth that we will continue to see. And so I think Hamilton, I won't even say it's on the cusp of greatness. It's already doing great things, but I think trending in the right direction. You know, as things change and as our economic situation changes, I see Hamilton to be a real vital point of this region. And I think that some of the growth we'll see from an educational standpoint, from a workforce standpoint, from a community building standpoint, will be right here in Hamilton. So that's really exciting for me. You know, when we try to think about it, anybody who comes here can get a world-class education because we have world-class faculty who are doing amazing things. But to take it even more to a granular level, what we're trying to do here at Miami University Regionals, and specifically Hamilton, is how do we create an educational ecosystem where whatever you're looking for, we can meet your needs. So let's start out if you're a high school student and you're looking for CCP or college courses, we can provide you that. Let's say you're a traditional college age student that's looking to say, hey, I want to go get an associate's or a bachelor's degree. We can provide you that with as well. What if you're an adult who's currently in the workforce and saying, you know, I'm in a position where I need to upskill myself or do more to really help my educational or my employment opportunities? We can come and help you with that as well. And so ideally, we try to think of ourselves as a one size fits all for all learners. Whatever you're looking for, if you're willing to engage, you're willing to do the work, we can make sure that we can provide that for you. As we attract more industry, as we attract more residents, more people see about the great things that are happening in Hamilton, we'll attract more students. And if, you know, at a micro level, one of the things we have to think about is when we attract these industry, when we attract these new residents, one of the things they're going to expect from us is that we offer educational opportunities. If you look at the communities within our region across the country that are really thriving, they have an educational partner that's anchored to them. And so we've got that here in Hamilton. And so that's one of those things that as more groups and more entities are moving here, we can provide more of what they're looking for from a needs standpoint. You know, I think another big thing that we want to think about from an educational standpoint is we also want to look at what other students we can attract. We've done a really, really good job of attracting those traditional age students, you know, students straight out of high school. But I was looking at some data this morning. We've got 1.3 million adults in Ohio that have some college but no degree. And so when you start thinking about education and meeting the needs of the community, another big thing that I think will be beneficial not only for the community but for us here at the regionals is the fact that we can also serve those adult students. Those individuals are coming back saying, hey, I didn't finish. I didn't get to my ultimate goal. How do we create places and pipelines and pathways so that you can do that? And I think that'll be also a byproduct of the growth that we see coming to Hamilton. I think the vibe in Hamilton is forward-looking. You know, when you go and you meet with folks and you meet different communities, you go places where certain places are kind of stuck where they currently are. Some places are stuck in the past. And the vibe in Hamilton is forward-looking. What's next? What are we going to do and what's the next big thing? And so that's really exciting for someone like myself. That's really exciting for what we're doing at the regionals because being part of a city, an area, a community that is thinking about what's next and where we're going is exciting because we can be thinking about new and innovative ways that we can do the work we're doing it better, doing it more efficiently and serving more. And so the vibe of Hamilton is where we're going, not where we've been, and that's exciting for me. I think my mark is going to be, and I don't like to say my mark, but the mark that we all leave while I'm here is that we were committed to the access, completion, and the engagement of our communities. At the end of the day, I want folks to know me as someone who's been a tireless advocate for student success. No matter who those students are, no matter what they look like, no matter where they come from, no matter how much money's in their bank account, we want to ensure that if they come here, we're going to support them and they're going to be successful. So I think that would be, one of the biggest things about it. But the other thing is I want the view to be, when they run me off, I want them to say he was a really community engaged partner. He was somebody that engaged with everyone in the community, no matter where you were in the community. He was actively trying to find ways that we could better work together, and he really was in tune with what the needs are, what we were looking for. So as opposed to Miami University doing things and letting the community deal with it, we want to do things that benefit the community. So we have this relationship. We are seen as two parts of a whole.